And, what I probably want to talk about with power today is that it's so easy to misunderstand offering to make it about passivity. And I think I talk about how it's not passivity so much that I'm amazed that it's possible to even get confused about it. But then you just think, you know what, it's a crazy culture. The culture is always just setting two different things in opposition. Either you run rampant over everybody else and get yours and, come from all of that striving from the place of the ego, or you just lie there passively and hope for the best and feel like a victim. And that actually what this work is with offering is you start to become very, very comfortable with the paradox that sometimes you are meant to freaking kick ass. Something is so wrong, something so fundamentally wrong, that your destiny is to stand up and say something or do something, and you can feel it in your bones. So it would be terrible if somebody was misinterpreting this work as meaning just lie there passively and take it. And the other side of the paradox, of course, is that you start to have some self-mastery so that when it's not time to act, you're not just in the state of that victim going, oh, I'm hopeless, I'm despairing, nothing will ever change. You just start to trust that there's times to act and there's times to not act. And you start to be able to really feel the difference. You feel it in your bones. You feel when an action is simply a reaction. It's not coming from that deep, authentic, standing in the truth way. It's just a little kid having a tantrum. And that, you start to know, oh, that's just my kid having a tantrum. I don't need to send 12 letters out right now. I need to actually go take care of my inner child. So you start to be able to feel that versus when it's really time to act, because, the dignity of your own soul is showing you. Like, I guess I could give you an example. There was a woman a few years back in the forum who was in a terrible marriage. I always think of this. Horrible marriage, physical abuse, emotional abuse, and somehow, I don't know whether it was from her church or somewhere, she'd really gotten the idea that spirituality meant accepting it, like just bowing down to it, that it was some kind of lesson of surrender. And I don't know how she found this forum, but she dramatically changed. I mean, in the end, she left the marriage and she got her own sense of dignity back. And she knew at that point that part of her life purpose was to learn how to stand up to abuse and get out. So in that sense, it wasn't a mistake that this was the person she'd married. Part of her destiny was learning that she deserved to get out. She had recreated her childhood in the marriage, and when she gave herself permission to get out and to call in the divine for the power to get out. This is the key with these Pluto transits. You call in the divine for the power to do what you're here to do. That if there's something to be done, of course you do it. And then it takes that self-examination where you're really sitting inside and going, is this just my kid having a tantrum, or is this something that must be done? And you will start to know the difference. This work takes contemplation. There's not an easy answer for each a cookie cutter answer for everybody. I mean, I'll give you another example. I think it really helps to anchor these, because I will guarantee you, if you're alive on the planet right now, there may well be something that you have to stand in your truth about, whether it's to somebody or to yourself. So I'm saying this because if you look at your own life and you go, there may be a holy battle that is part of your destiny right now to undertake. Now, you don't have to turn it into, the whole focus of your entire existence. But whether it's saying no to somebody that you've needed to say no to forever, and you keep going back to that place of like, oh, I just want to be nice and blah, blah. But in your heart, you know that the connection's killing you. Or if it's, a situation where you just have to say no on the inside. If you've taken the Holy Battle course, I mean this for any of you that are swamped in fear, anxiety, a sense of victimization, a sense of hopelessness, go download the Holy Battle course. That course is entirely about this topic. And if you're in the forum, you get a 20% discount right away. And it will take you through owning that battle where you stand up to fear and you say, no, you're not going to have me by the throat. No, I am going to move past the fear, offer this to the divine, and act like the Dickens in whatever way I'm shown to act. That's the offering. The offering keeps you out of that reactivity of just the child having a tantrum. The offering takes you into the place where you stand in the truth in your actions. They're not just motivated by fear anymore. Actions motivated by fear, you may have noticed, are not very powerful. They're filled with fear. They're filled with, oh, what will other people think? And will I get the outcome I want? And da, 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 da. That's not offering. Actions motivated by offering they have a ring to them, like a bell. They're very clear because you've offered it. And so you're not even doing it with attachment to outcome. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. That's what I felt when I was dealing with that issue over the weekend. It was simply the right thing to do. So it felt really good to do it. So you look at whatever is happening in your life and you go, let me offer it back. And then, that Holy Battle course, there's a quote in it that I love from the great writer Zora Neale Hurston. And it basically says, grab the broom of anger and drive off the beast of fear. Grab the broom of anger and drive off the beast of fear. I think that quote gets misunderstood to mean, walk around just pissed off everywhere and dump your anger on everybody. And to me, it doesn't mean that. It means you can take that anger and use it as a catalyst to get the fear off of you. That's what the purpose of that course is. That, I think at the time that course came out, I had that experience of fear was literally like a demonic force that was coming in my dreams and like pinning me down. And I finally had a dream where I fought the demon off and I kicked it off my bed and I kicked it out of the house. And I realized that whether you believe in demonic creatures or not, it doesn't even matter. You can use it symbolically. There is a force of fear and anxiety that can grip you by the throat, and you actually can learn to fight back on a spiritual level. And that's the Holy Battle. It's literally like when, the Course in Miracles says every moment is a choice between love and fear. That's the truth. But to me, it doesn't always work just to go, I'm filled with love, when down deep you're terrified. So there's a couple roads. One, of course, is to feel the fear. I believe in that too. Sometimes you just have to lie there shuddering and go through the fear until you get to the other side. But sometimes you go in just like she said, and you grab the broom of anger and drive off the beast, the demon of fear with your broom. You're kicking it the hell out. You're like, no, I can't have this fear running everything I do anymore. And I remember when that happened to me, it was a very decisive turning in the road. And that was when I created the course. And when did we do that? It was maybe a year ago we made it. So I really recommend that. If you're tired of this, if you don't want to be living in this place where every minute you're second guessing yourself and you know you need to act, but you're terrified and you're trying to offer, but you're confusing the offering with passivity, which it is not, then that course will deconstruct that for you and it will change you.